It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tyrone Lowe. This is my show, The Legends, and I want to thank everybody that actually subscribes to my show all over the world and give me love. In the House of the Legends, I have somebody that's very special. You guys know him, you girls know him, and I bring you to the House of the Legends, Christian Keys. What's going on, Christian?
Tyrone?
How you feeling, man?
I'm doing good, brother. How are you over there?
Hey, man, I'm just doing what I do, man. I'm just trying to keep God's grace alive. That's all.
That's it. That's enough. That's a good assignment daily.
Yes. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it back, to some years of when you actually started to develop your craft. And being from Michigan and making a transformation to a different state, how was that for you?
Oh, man. It was scary. I was touring the country with several stage plays. Even before the Medea stuff, I was blessed to be able to call that my career. And then I made the decision that eventually I wanted to jump over to TV, film, and do some commercials. So I saved up all my play money, all the money I made on the musicals and the stage plays and the gospel plays. And in '06, which was good Lord, 18 years ago, I moved out here to LA. My brother and I, my brother Pernell, we loaded up my stuff and drove it from Michigan down here. It took about a day and a half, and it was scary, man. It was scary, but I think God makes you uncomfortable so he can bless you sometimes, and so he can test your resolve. And I think that's exactly what happened.
Doing a lot of stage plays as much as you did, 40 to be exact. How did you actually develop the mindset to go through every step of every play that you actually encountered?
That's a great question, Tyrone. You know what? Again, with that, the fear of the unknown, when I started to do local theater in Michigan and started to do commercials locally, I realized that I needed to study. I wanted to make sure I knew what I was doing as an actor and had a process and had a foundation in technique. And so every class or weekend workshop or every book I could get my hands on, I was in there. And it started to pay dividends because I got more confident. Because of the work I was doing, I got more confident, not because of arrogance or being cocky, but because I knew that if I had an hour later in the evening, I was going to read this acting book, or I was going to go audit this class and join this class this weekend. I knew I was doing the work, and those things allow us to be confident. And I got to start making some choices and having some more fun with the characters that I was playing. Mm-hmm. And the more I studied, the more things came into fruition and the more opportunities, the more auditions, and I got comfortable in the audition space. Right. And I just signed up to be a lifetime student. I still read books on acting. Okay. I'll still take master classes, and I've been doing this for 24 years now. Right. I'll still study because I still feel like I could get better. I still feel like I can grow. So I think the more I sowed into it, the more I got a chance to reap from it.
Right. So as being an actor, who were some of your influences?
Oh, my goodness. Some of everybody. Okay. Clearly, Sidney Poitier, Sammy Davis Jr., Denzel Washington, Idris, Viola Davis, Angela Bassett, Meryl Streep, Anthony Hopkins. I watch Robert Redford. I watch everybody, and I do because if they're good and if they're honest and if they're clever and fun to watch, that means they've done the work. Oh yeah, that means they've studied their process and their craft and they've done the work. And I was like, man. So usually I'll watch those movies the first time or two. I'll watch them as a fan of good TV or film.
Right.
And then the second, either the third or fourth time I'll watch them and I'll pause it, be like, man, okay, what made them make that choice?
Right.
What questions did they ask of their character to make that specific choice? Because it was wonderful. And by doing that, it gave me a chance to start asking some of my characters some really great questions and starting to get some great results from those characters.
Okay. I look at the fact of them putting the work and also the result of their success. I think that everybody that actually fundamentally put in work will acquire some type of success behind it. And what can you tell the viewers about that?
I would just say this: there's peaks and valleys in this.
Right.
You'll work for years in my career. I would be blessed to just be on one show, and then, like right now, I'm on 3 shows, and it's scheduling is crazy because it's a lot going on. You got to shoot, 4 days on this show, fly the next day. The day after that, you're shooting a week and a half or 2 weeks on this show, fly that next day, and then you're shooting 6 weeks on this show. It's a lot, but it's also part of the blessing that I asked for. So I won't complain about it. Like the old gospel song says, I won't complain. I won't. I asked God for this. I bothered him about it. I pestered him about it. And he's delivering. So I'm going to show up and honor every opportunity for the blessing that it is.
That's a great way of thinking, man. On a spiritual note, I believe that your high spirituality actually captivates the way that your characteristics are actually reflected, and it's a good thing to know that people like you, signed up for certain things and you're honoring it and you're giving God the praise at the same time. You can't get no better than that.
Absolutely. I remember as a kid, and I didn't understand it as a kid, but I understand it as a grown man. It said that if we are lifted up and praised and elevated and heightened in any way, shape, or form, it's an opportunity to deflect that glory to God and remind people who's really doing this.
Right.
And I have no problem with that whatsoever, because I know I'm so blessed to, not only do I get to act in front of the camera, now I get to, and I've been doing it for a couple of decades, but now I get to write and create shows.
And that's great.
And novels. And now I get to lean into that creative side of me. And as long as I do the work, I know God's going to bless it, because he showed me time and time again.
I'm just going to mention one name and then you could take it from there. Tyler Perry.
He actually, I was working before I got a chance to work with him. I was already touring as a lead on national stage plays, and we didn't work together from probably 2008 until his studio bought my show, All the Queen's Men, that I created.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And now we're both executive producers on my show. So it's a full circle moment. And now I get a chance to create opportunities for upcoming actors and writers and producers and wardrobe stylists and PAs. I get to help create jobs for people who might not be working. And that part feels wonderful. That's one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, that's beautiful, actually giving back and also being considerate of other people as well. I mean, a lot of people don't do that. I've seen some people that actually they wanted day one to be hungry, but then again, after monetary terms start to take effect, they go through a transformation and forgot about day one. And so they wonder why they don't go forward, because, when God gives you something, you have to give it back in a sense of being considerate,
Right. There's an old adage that says that, what does it say? Excuse me. It says, I saw it on social media, but I've seen it for years. It says, the wolf that's climbing the hill isn't as hungry as the wolf that's on top of the hill.
Okay.
And you just said something there, that day one, that hunger that forces you, there might be a meal, there might be a blessing at the top of that mountain, and you got to keep that hunger. Because the second you lose it, the second you get comfortable or complacent, your blessings can start leaving. So you never take anything for granted. You honor every opportunity, and God will just sit back, show out, and smile. I know lately he's been smiling like, I bet you didn't see this coming. I bet you didn't see that blessing coming. I know you didn't see that coming. And I'm going to honor every single thing that he sets in front of me. And when they put a microphone in my face, I'm going to remind people who's really doing it.
You know, so let's talk about the musical side of you, because we're going to talk about your new track that you have out, Closer. I listened to it, dynamic. I've listened to some stuff that you had in the past as well. I was actually trying to get you on my show, I think somewhere along the summertime when you had actually released something else, but I guess God seen a difference, so it just never happened. But I'm glad that I could feature you today. So before we get into your track, let's talk about Closer, your new track.
I love it. It's Closer is a song that I recorded 20 years ago, and I never put it out. And when I was sitting down with Herman Johnson, who was the primary producer, I worked with two producers on this album. Herman Johnson, who did 90% of the album, and I also worked with Suede, the remix guy. But I was sitting with Herman, I was like, man, I want to do something with an island feel, like a Caribbean vibe, something fly and classy and grown and honest. Because if you make the music honest, it'll connect with people. If you just try to make it like everything else that's out there, even if that stuff is wonderful, if you're just trying to knock off that vibe, it won't connect with anybody. It'll sound like everything else. And I don't want to do that out of respect for those artists who've created these great music pieces. But, you know, we put Closer together and it was like, this is the one. This is the one that is that island vibe. And then we can drop that. When I put put Under That Veil and So Sweet out last year, summer and fall, and both of them thankfully made the Billboard Top 30 R&B chart. Come on, Jesus. And then
go ahead now.
Come on, Jesus.
That's right, I hear you.
So,
give him some praise now.
This one we wanted to carry it, like we're releasing it now because this can carry us through the spring and into summer, because it's got a vibe to it, but it's just talking about probably what happened when you met your wife. You know, You meet somebody, it's amazing. There's a great synergy. There's a connection. You guys get each other here, and there's humor and there's friendship, and you want to get to know them better. You want to get closer. You want to explore the situation and see where it can go. And that's what the song is about, but it's just classy. It's still a little sexy, but it's classy. I had to keep it that way because I don't ever want to be ashamed of any music that I put out.
Right. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go into Christian's track, and you guys go out there, support it, listen to it. If you can identify with it, roll with it, and things like that. And here we go.
It's not just mine, it's on her house. This is our house.
We got some fun people in the house tonight.
This is our house.
Every day with you and it gets better. I don't know if I should say this to you, yeah. I like you and I'd like to know you better. Girl, I really wanna get closer. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, baby, I just wanna show you, baby. Your talk and everything you do, babe. Girl, you know I like it. Ooh, yeah. The only one I can see myself with is you. Girl, I really wanna get closer. Gotta get closer. Ooh, I got to. And I just wanna, baby. let's take it slow. No pressure, babe. No pressure. Just let it flow. No need to rush. No rush. Let's take it slow. No pressure, babe. No pressure. Oh, baby.
Got some fun people in the house tonight.
This is our.
And we're back in the house of the legends. We have the fantastic Christian Keys. What's going on, Christian?
You got it, man. I see you had a couple friends of mine as guests on here as well. Melba Moore. I did a stage play with Lenny Williams, who was an icon and who was incredible. You got some G's on here, man.
Well, you know what? When I started to do this, I didn't know that God was actually going to get me to that point. So I'm like you. I'm grateful. I just keep grinding, and I try to put fidelity into what I do. So let's talk about any upcoming events that you're having, and if you have an album that's going to be coming out, tell the people about it and what the consistency of it.
Well, Get Involved is the brand new album that came out in November.
All right.
Let me see. Like I said, the first two songs did really well. A lot of people sent me clips of them dancing or playing Under That Veil at their wedding, which makes me feel really, really good. Not from an ego point, but from a spiritual standpoint. Like, it's confirmation that if it connected with them, that's what I need to be doing. That's the kind of music I need to be making. So the album is out. This is the third single from that album. Mm-hmm. I'm going back on tour late this spring. So I'm really excited about that. We did a city winery tour here in the States.
Okay.
And hopefully maybe a House of Blues tour or opening for some other amazing artists. So who knows? But the video just came out. That's already doing well. There's a couple stations playing the video, and it's being received really well. And it's just fun. It feels good. And again, we talked about it. If we don't build it, God can't bless it.
Right.
It's scary as an actor. It's really, really scary as an actor to do something for 20, 25 years.
Right.
And then step over here, because God kept nudging me about it. He kept saying, hey, I gave you a passion for this music. What are you going to do with it? And he's right. I don't want to pass away in 30 or 40 years with 500 songs on my cell phone. I need to get this music out.
I can hear you on that,
Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? I whether it's writing for other people and making my own music, I'm going to do it. But we got to build it so God can bless it. If we don't build it, he can't bless that thing.
Right. You gotta ask God to bless you with purpose.
Yeah.
That's the way that I look at life. You are supposed where you're supposed to be at, and if you're less than that, then you're not doing something that's right, You're
right. And you know what, real fast, you said something about purpose, and this is something that I operate on a daily basis. So I agree with you 100%. I strive to move on purpose, with purpose, in my purpose.
Right. Have you actually created any music videos that the viewers need to hear about?
Absolutely. Let me see. There's only I want to say I did 8
Okay.
music videos out of the 13 songs on the album. I did 8. So I did a video for Get Involved, Under That Veil, the Red Wine Mix, which is like a stripped down acoustic version of it.
Mm-hmm.
I did one for Love You Like I Do. I did one for Closer. Did a video for So Sweet. All 6 of those are out right now.
Okay.
The video for Just What I Prayed For, one of the new songs on the album, that's coming soon. I'll probably release that next month.
Right.
Probably at the end of May. And then I'm going to do a video for the new version of I'm All Right and shoot that and release that as well. But I'm just happy that it's to stand there on stage like I said, primarily I've been an actor for a quarter of a century.
Right.
But to stand there and you got 400 or 500 people that know all the words, singing along with you, getting up, dancing in the aisles, and just having a blast with you, and then making requests like, "Hey, I know it's not on this album, but can you sing Boots On, or can you sing I'm Single, or whatever?" And clearly, you gotta acquiesce. You gotta give them what they want, because they purchased a ticket to come see you, and they could have spent that money elsewhere. So I want to give them an experience. If you get a chance to come see me, it's wardrobe changes. It's a vibe. The band is incredible. Day, Ruben, and Herman, the producer, he's also my music director on tour. So I'm just excited about where this is going to go. And I'm excited about the different ways in which God is going to surprise me.
You know, I ask my guests this question all the time because it's very informative to other people that wants to get into the craft itself. So my thing is, do you have any encouraging words that you can say to people that's actually trying to get into the craft or that's already in the craft? And some of them have moments of when they want to give up and things of that nature because of the bumpy roads. Could you enlighten them on some things?
Absolutely. I wanted to quit. I wanted to quit acting when work got slow. It got hard, and I yelled at God a little bit and was a little disrespectful. I'm sorry, big fella. And he reprimanded me in my spirit, but he also wouldn't let me quit. Right. He also would not let me. I would get just enough work to where I wasn't completely broke in the dry season, and I could take care of my responsibility as a dad, because I always want to. That's first and foremost. Mm-hmm. And I could I could keep a roof over my head and pay my bills and still have a little bit of money to go buy a CD or go see a movie on the weekends. He always made sure I had at the very least, enough. And that was confirmation for me, saying that he doesn't want me to give up. So I can't talk myself out of this blessing and these blessings. I didn't know I would be where I am now, but I also don't know where I'm going to be in 5 years. I think he's got some tricks up his sleeve and some blessings up his sleeve. I would say get started. I would say if it's acting that you all want to get into, take a class, do some theater locally. Right. Get in some stage plays. Even if you don't sing and you just want to act, then do that. Read the books. You can go to the University of Barnes & Noble or the University of Amazon Prime and buy one book at a time for $14. Study it, read it, start to understand your process of putting a character together. Right. And doing that work will allow you to make confident choices when it is time to audition and when you do book stuff. And the same musically. Now we got social media. Put your stuff out there. Drop something once a month. Even if it's just 17 people that like the first song. Right. The second one is gonna have 27. Okay. The third one might have 47. By the time you get to that, and then keep dropping that snippet, put it in your story, put it on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and all the other platforms. Right. Get it out there, because when it resonates with somebody, they're gonna share it. So all the people that follow them, they're going to see it. And if it resonates with any of them, they can share it. If we don't build that foundation, he can't bless it, man.
That's right. I hear you. Tell the viewers any upcoming events that's coming up that they need to know about.
Absolutely. Definitely going to be doing a tour late this spring, early in the summer. I hope it's dead in the middle of summer. I hope it's right in the middle of summer where it's hot and I'm outside and I can have some fun. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. Right. Definitely going to be another tour. I'm going to call it the Closer Tour. And, maybe I may have a remix to Closer with an amazing, iconic artist. I'm working on that now.
Okay.
And let's see, season 4 of The Boys on Amazon Prime. I'm blessed to be a part of that amazing show. That comes out June 13th on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Season 5 of The Family Business. I am blessed to be a co-producer on that show, and I'm an actor in it. I play Niles Monroe, who's an assassin. And that's an amazing show. That comes out in July. So that's 2.5 months away. And then All the Queen's Men, I can't say anything about season 4 because they haven't given us permission.
Right,
but just know that I'm wonderfully optimistic about season 4 and where it's going to go.
Okay. One personal question is, how do your friends and your family receive you now as far as what you're doing? What's their reaction like, and how are you receiving their energy?
You know what? My circle is really small.
Okay.
Really, like, I don't keep people around me that I can't trust.
Right. Okay.
That I can't learn from or be inspired by, or that won't hold me accountable. I need you to, if you're really my friend, if you really give a damn about me, you're going to hold me accountable if I'm out of pocket.
Right.
So my circle is small. So all of them celebrate these victories like it's theirs as well. And they, you know, we celebrate it. We don't do anything ridiculous or crazy. We don't waste money, but we enjoy these blessings. And that's why I'm grateful for that small circle. But my family celebrates it. They're proud. My mother and my granny, who we lost both of them in the last 2 years, they were super proud. You know, my dad is super proud. My brothers, even though some of them are crazy, they're proud.
We all get that.
Yeah, we all.
Well, you know what? It's been an honor, and I am so flattered to have you on my show, man. And I give you Godspeed towards your journey that you're going through. And thanks for encouraging the viewers and letting them know about you. And come again, you know.
Absolutely.
You have an extended invitation. So viewers, go out there, support this guy, man, and show him some love, because he's coming straight from the heart, y'all. So, you know, you can't give him no better than that. And this has been another T. Lowe video production, and you guys stay tuned for another episode. Christian, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you, brother. Real quick before I go, I just wanted to say that if there's anybody out there also, because I didn't speak on writing.
And also give your contacts.
My IG is at Christian Keys. My TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook is @actor Christian Keys, KEYES.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.